Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Caden Cleveland here with the Oklahoma Senate, and you're joining us for another episode of OK Senate on Deck. Of course, we're joined with our President Pro Tem, Senator Greg Treat. Senator, thanks for having us again this week.
Yeah, 1 week out of the way.
That's right, absolutely. So this was the first week of the first session of the 57th legislature. Is that the right?
Yeah.
You said? Okay.
Yep.
So just kind of recapping a little bit, this first week was quite a bit going on. I mean, we had the State of the State address, Rose Day, and then a lot more ahead of us.
Yeah, powerful statement from the governor.
Yeah.
State of the State received well by both Republicans and Democrats. A lot of it lined up with the Senate agenda.
That's right.
Rose Day was a beautiful experience and a good time.
Love it. Okay. Well, I'd love to get a little bit more of your thoughts on those, kind of dive a little bit deeper into really what you thought of the State of the State, and then also kind of what's ahead this next week, or I guess this week for the Senate. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. Hang tight, guys, and we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, guys. As I mentioned before, of course, we're joined with Senator Treat. Senator, we got week one out of the way, and last week the Rose Day met. That's always a huge day where we have a ton of people here at the Capitol. Tell us a little bit about how you thought this year's event went. Was it a successful event? What kind of tell us your thoughts?
Yeah, it was great. It always is. It's something we look forward to every year out here. I got involved in politics personally for the pro-life movement, protection of the unborn, and so Rose Day means a lot to me.
Right.
And to see all Oklahomans from all over the state, different faith backgrounds, everything coming up here to promote the sanctity of life, not just the unborn, but the sanctity of life from birth to death.
That's right.
And so it was great. We were treated to a tremendous speaker. Jen Bricker was her name, and she was Jennifer, but I think she goes by Jen. She was an inspirational speaker, born without legs, and left at the hospital without a name.
Wow.
And then adopted, loved, and a very productive individual, someone who was had some athletic ability,
Right.
just inspirational. It was awesome. Governor came and spoke, reaffirmed his position on the life issue, and many of my Senate colleagues were able to come, House colleagues as well.
Right.
And it was just a really, really good day. Seeing people fill the Capitol for unborn children.
That's right. For such
awesome.
an important,
Yeah.
I guess, topic. Right. So another thing that happened this past week was Governor Stitt's State of the State address. Walk us through that. I mean, did you think it was a pretty well spoken, or you kind of walk us through your thoughts?
He did a tremendous job.
Yeah.
For somebody who's never been in politics or really public speaking, he
Right.
did a tremendous job. Just stylistically, he did an excellent job. But inspirationally, about where he sees his vision for the state lines up a lot with the Senate agenda that we've lined out.
Yeah.
But he did a phenomenal job. It's the first time that I've been able to sit behind the governor as they do the State of the State. The pro tem and the speaker sat behind the governor. Is a unique seat
You get
to
a
history.
kind of a unique view right there.
Yeah,
Right?
my pastor was up, and we invited him over. He didn't know he was going to be sitting right behind the governor. But I think it was a good experience. It was a great experience for me to have my pastor there. But, it was beautiful. I mean, a lot of the things he talked about, both Republicans and Democrats stood. There were some times that it was more of a partisan divide, but a very inspirational speech and something that lines up with our 4-point agenda extremely well.
Completely agree. Yeah, it was amazing to see him list out so many different things, and immediately you see these correlations between what the Senate agenda is, but then also the House's agenda, and kind of seeing how all those are kind of coming together is very encouraging.
Yeah. We're obviously have different styles.
Yes, absolutely.
But it seems like we're all rowing in the same direction.
Love it.
And I think we've all pointed to a destination. We agree on the destination. We got to figure out how to get there. And
Right.
I think that's the work we started last week with the committee work. And this week will be an even intensified committee work to make sure we get through our agenda.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, okay. So changing topics here just a little bit. Looking ahead. So this week in the Senate, this past week there wasn't too much committee. There was a little bit of committee work going on, but starting this week is when it really starts picking up. Is that kind of what you're thinking is?
Just so people know, I mean, the people that you elect to the Senate and the House, we've been doing interim studies
That's right.
Throughout the fall, throughout the summer. So it really never stopped.
That's true. Yeah.
It started to intensify more. Well, no, not really. With marijuana, we had a marijuana working group over the entire summer, and then really started to intensify on budget meetings in January.
Right.
And then first day of session, we had committee meetings all this past week.
Right.
Very productive week.
Awesome. So looking ahead, for somebody at home that may not know, committee work, now what that is exactly is that's where a specific members are assigned to certain committees to go over bills before they're actually heard. I guess where we're at right now is on the Senate floor. Is that kind of correct?
It is correct. We are on the Senate floor.
Okay,
no. In all seriousness, the committees, you have to divide the work. We're
Right.
not experts on everything, so we divide the 48 members into committees, and they sit on standing committees, and some sit on subcommittees. They all sit on subcommittees,
Right.
And then appropriations committee. But yeah, it's a division of work. So the first stage for any bill introduced, the floor leader, Senator Kim David, assigns that bill to a committee. The committee chair or chairwoman decides if that bill is going to be heard,
Right.
and then they schedule it for a hearing. The members get a chance to ask questions, to debate,
Right.
to vote yes or no, to amend. And so hopefully by the time it gets to the Senate floor, it has been improved from the original version.
Right, exactly. So if you're watching at home, where we're at right now, just after
On the Senate floor, I think.
Yeah, if we are on the Senate floor.
Yeah.
Where we're at right now in the process of session is the bills are being heard in committee for the next few weeks. They will be, and then they'll all be heard here on the Senate floor before they go over to the House. So
Yeah, just a Civics 101 easily. You get a bill introduced, an idea goes to staff to help us write it. Attorneys look at it. We get a draft. We introduce it. The floor leader, again, Senator Kim David,
Right.
assigns it, goes to committee. We have 4 weeks of committee work at the first part of session.
Right.
And then there's another deadline of 4 weeks where we hear any bill that gets heard and then passes committee,
Right.
comes to the Senate floor, again, for questions, for debate,
Right.
and for a vote. And so it's been vetted through the committee process. If it makes it, and if the floor leader schedules it for a hearing here, it goes through the same process in front of the whole body of the
Right.
Senate.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're about out of time here, Senator, but is there anything else you wanted to add before we sign off?
No, I just, this feeling of optimism that you've heard me talk about in
Yeah.
previous episodes, it is still alive and well after 1 week of
Great.
session.
That's good.
Hopefully we'll report back that it is even more so.
Right.
As we're filming this, we film sometimes in a little bit in advance. My kids are off school, so I told my daughter at the very end she could run into the scene if she wanted to.
Come on, Olivia.
Olivia, come here. Come here. Say hello. Say hello.
No.
No.
Okay, no hello from Olivia.
That's all I have.
Awesome. There we go. Well, hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us from me, Senator Treat, and Olivia. We do appreciate you. If you do have any questions, feel free to go onto our webpage. It's protem.oksenate.gov. Or if you do have any direct questions that you want us to talk about here on the podcast, you can email us at ondeck@oksenate.gov, and we look at all those questions all the time. So, Senator, I guess we're pretty much out of time here, but
Yeah.
unless you have anything else.
Send us questions.
There we go. Awesome. I like it. Last word. Send us questions. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.